I'm Larry Mendte. Welcome back to Jersey Matters. It's tax time, and for most families, lots of families, that means you have to pay the piper. But for some low-income working families in New Jersey, you could be throwing away money if you don't know about a new program. Serena Rice is the director of the Anti-Poverty Network of New Jersey, and we're talking about a tax credit.
Yes.
Fairly new for New Jersey.
Well, the program has been around for a while, which is great news because we know that it works. What's new for New Jersey is that New Jersey's portion of the credit has been recently increased. In the last budget, the governor and the legislature worked together to increase New Jersey's share of the federal tax credit to 30%, which means you get income back from the federal government when you file your taxes, and then the state adds on an additional 30%, which is really a great boom for our low-income working families.
So let's just say, let's say $10,000 in your tax credit is a few $100s. Then you get, the state piggybacks on that, so to say, and you end up getting money. Explain who qualifies for this.
So it depends. It's only for working households. So you have to earn a paycheck and file your taxes that way in order to be able to receive the credit. And then the amount that you get back depends on your income as well as the number of members in your family. So for a single person without children, it's up to about $15,000 a year of income that you're able to get a small federal benefit. It's about $500 from the federal government and then a small portion from the state as well. But for families, this is really who it serves. Is low-income families with children. If you have a family with 3 children, income up to almost $54,000 a year, you can get $6,000 from the federal government and then another 30% from the state. So it's really a significant benefit to our working families. And then it's also a benefit to our state because those working families are living right on the edge. They go back and spend every penny of that refund in the economy, and that's really an economic boost.
How many families do you think that we're talking about?
There's about 280,000 families in New Jersey that are eligible for this credit. So what we're trying to do is get the word out to those families, make sure that they are applying for the credit and getting that benefit, both so that it can help them make it through, the tight months after the winter when energy costs have been high and people have been spending a lot on those bills.
And then also circulate money through the economy at the same time.
Exactly.
Are people not taking advantage of this?
Well, every year there are some families that just don't know about it. And the reality is that we're talking really about the lowest wage earners. A lot of folks who don't actually have to file their federal income tax returns because they don't owe any taxes. And most of us don't want to file taxes if we don't have to. It seems like a real burden, so families don't file. But what they don't realize is that they're not getting the benefit, that they can be getting this cash back in their pockets to spend on their basic needs.
Now, I was reading a story about this, and the percentage of families that are actually taking advantage of this is pretty low.
It is, and that's really why we're doing this push.
Is it 20-30%, something like that? Is it?
I think it's about 20-30% that aren't getting it. Of those who are eligible. But still, these are dollars that families need and that our state really needs to be reinvested in the economy. So we want every family that is eligible for this benefit to take advantage of it and make sure that we really are investing.
Yeah, when I talk about 20-30%, if you're saying 30%, I mean 30% of 280,000, you're talking about 93,000 people. 93,000 families that could be getting that money that the government just gets to keep, right, at that point? No, is that right? That's right. They get to keep that money because they don't apply for it. I love that you're coming out and saying you should be applying for this, but that can also be another onus. This is money that could go to you that you're just kind of giving to the government.
Right, exactly. And this is money that the government recognizes is worth investing in our families. So that's really, we've made a commitment as a society to invest this money. We just need to make sure that it gets to the people it's designed to get to.
You turned red on me. I didn't mean to make it something sinister. I didn't mean to make it something bad. How do people get more information, especially about the free taxes? Because that's the start of the whole process.
It really is, and it's really easy. There's a simple phone number, 211. This is a county-based number. If you call that, you can find out about what are the local providers that provide the VITA counseling, as well as a number of other emergency and assistance programs if people are curious about that. Or they can always just Google VITA, V-I-T-A, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and that'll tell them where they can go in their county.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for being here. It's great to get that information out. When we come back, we'll talk about teenagers building homes for those who can't afford homes. It's a high school that is teamed up with Habitat for Humanity. More about that when Jersey Matters continues.